Hey writers, now it's time for me to model using our criteria for success for editing day 1. Let's read our very first step of our criteria for success together. It says, find draft in 2 different color markers or highlighters. So find your draft in 2 different color markers or highlighters. Friends, I know that my draft is in my writer's notebook. So I pulled out my writer's notebook and turned to my draft. And it also says I need to find 2 different colored markers or highlighters. I have my 2 different colored markers or highlighters. Friends, we just completed step 1 of our criteria for success. Let's move to step 2. Let's read step 2 together. It says, underline the beginning of sentence to punctuation mark with 1 color. You are going to underline the beginning of the sentence to a punctuation mark with 1 color. So, friends, I chose orange as my very first color. And it says to underline the beginning of sentence to a punctuation mark. Friends, I know a punctuation mark it could be a question mark, a period, or even an exclamation mark. So in my writing, I'm going to start by underlining the very first sentence all the way to the very first punctuation. And my very first punctuation is a question mark. Friends, let's look. I have underlined my very first sentence, the beginning of the sentence to the punctuation mark with my first color. We just completed step 2 of our criteria for success. Let's look at step 3. Step 3 is to underline the next sentence to your punctuation mark with a second color. Are we going to use the same color, friends? No. I'm going to use the next color, and it says to underline your next sentence to the punctuation mark with a second color. So now, wherever I stopped in my writing, so I stopped at right here, I'm going to begin underlining my next sentence until I find the next punctuation. So it says, just imagine a quiet, calming creature with an orange and white stripes. Nope, I'm definitely not talking about a tiger. Oh, I found a period. Okay, so friends, I just highlighted my next sentence till I found my punctuation mark. I underlined until my next punctuation mark. Let's see what step 4 is for our criteria for success. Let's read it together. It says, continue to switch the colors until you've reached the end of your draft. So we're going to keep going. We are going to continue to switch and underline our sentences until we find the punctuation mark. So let's keep going. It says, I'm talking about a fish. Let me tell you why I think a fish makes the best pet. Oh, I found my next punctuation mark. Look, there it is. Okay, so now I need to switch colors. So let me get my yellow. The first reason I think fish make a good pet is because they are quiet. These quiet tank dwellers just swim around in his bowl all day and you can't hear him. Oh, I found my next one. Look, friends. There was no punctuation marks until right there. So that's when I stopped. Now it's time to switch. I'll get my orange. It says, also, when you are trying to get your work done, these calm swimmers won't interrupt you. Oh, look, I found my next period. So now let's keep going. I'm going to switch my markers. Got to make sure we switch the colors when we reach the end of says, another reason I think fish would make a good pet is because they are easy to take care of. The fish only needs a little bit of food and they don't make a mess. Oh, I found my next punctuation. I'm going to continue until I get to the very end. So now that I did yellow, let's go back to orange. Let's see. It was so easy to take care of our slippery friend. I found my next punctuation mark. Look. All right, let's do it again. Let's keep going till I get to the very end. That's what my step 4 criteria for success said. Oh, found my next one. And then we got to switch again. Let's see. Awesome, friends. Now I reached the very end of my draft. So I just completed step 4 of our criteria for success, where I continued to switch the colors until I reached the end of my writing. I switched between yellow and orange until I got to the end of my writing. Now let's look. Now let me model step 5. Let's read step 5 together. We're going to reread our underlined sentences, and then we're going to add punctuation mark if there is more than one thought. So we'll reread our sentence and we'll add a punctuation mark if there's more than one thought. So friends, I'm going to go back to the very beginning and I'm going to reread my underlined sentence. I'm going to reread my underlined sentence. So let's read it together. It says, have you ever dreamt of the perfect pet? Is that one thought? Do we need to add a punctuation mark? No, I don't think so. That is just one thought. Let's keep reading, friends. Just imagine a quiet, calming creature with orange and white stripes. Nope, I'm definitely not talking about a tiger. Friends, I think I noticed something. I think I noticed that there's 2 thoughts in this underlined sentence. Let me read it one more time. Just imagine a quiet, calming creature with orange and white stripes. That is my first thought. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a punctuation. I'm going to add a punctuation mark to my writing. And then I have my second thought. Nope, I'm definitely not talking about a tiger. Those are 2 thoughts, so I need to add a punctuation to my writing. Let's keep going. Now let's read our orange. I'm talking about a fish. Let me tell you why I think fish make the best pet. Is that just one thought? I think it's 2. Let's read it again. I'm talking about a fish. Let me tell you why I think fish make the best pet. Friends, that is 2 thoughts. So I'm going to add a punctuation to my writing. That is 2 thoughts. I'm talking about a fish. Let me tell you why I think fish make the best pet. I'm going to keep going. The first reason I think this golden companion makes a good pet because they are quiet. These fish, these quiet tank dwellers just swim around in his bowl all day and you can't hear him. Friends, I think that's a run-on sentence. That is a very long sentence. I think we can break that up into 2 thoughts. It says, the first reason I think this golden companion makes a good pet is because they are quiet. I think that is just one thought. So I'm going to put my punctuation, my period there. And it continues, these quiet tank dwellers just swim around in his bowl all day and you can't hear him. That is 2 complete thoughts. Now, let's keep going. Also, when you are trying to get your work done, These calm swimmers won't interrupt you. I think that's one thought. I think we can keep going. Another reason I think these graceful creatures make a good pet is because they are easy to take care of. A fish only needs a little bit of food and they don't make a mess. That's a run-on sentence. That is a long sentence and there's lots of thoughts going on in there. So let's see if I can break these up into two different sentences using a punctuation mark. Let's see. It says, another reason I think these graceful creatures would make a good pet is because they are easy to take care of. That is one thought, so let me add a punctuation. The next sentence will read, a fish only needs a little bit of food and they don't make a mess. That is a good sentence, and that broke up the run-on sentence and made it two complete thoughts. Let's continue and read our orange. My best friend Sarah said it is so easy to take care of her slippery friend because she only had to clean the tank once a month. That is a great, just one thought, and it's not a run-on sentence. That is one thought. Let's continue. This is why I believe a fish makes the perfect pet. I think that's pretty good. Have I convinced you that a fish is the best pet? Perfect. So friends, notice I went through my criteria for success and I added punctuation if I had more than one thought.